So it's an exciting day out here at Norris High School. We get to harvest our FFA plot and help their FFA program out, doing some variety trials and teaching them a little bit about the ins and outs of, a little bit about the agronomy, but from our perspective, about the different equipment that John Deere has to offer and some of the things we can do with that. You know, we started this spring with some of the planter stuff. I've got Jeremiah here, our innovative technology product manager for planting. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So if you guys remember on some of our previous videos when we planted this field, we had created some different varieties per se, if you called it, of showing different seed depths. And we're going to try to show what the harvest yield shows versus what the actual planting depth was. Also too, we did it with downforce. So we had some areas where we put a lot of downforce down. We had some that we didn't put probably enough what we should. Same with our depth. You know, there's areas in the field that we planted a lot shallower than we probably should have planted. But all of this was to kind of see of, okay, this is what affects the yield. This is how much the yield was affected throughout the field. So hopefully after we get done harvesting this, we'll go through and do a post-harvest calibration, bring all the bushel scale tickets back to Operations Center, and be able to show you guys what that yield difference was.
And that'll be really cool. You know, lots of trials, I think, focus on varieties, and there's certainly merit to that. But with us being specialists at the equipment and the ins and outs of different settings, different configurations, things like that, that's where we can really excel and help a lot of our customers. Just changing how that planter is set up and seeing if that impacts yield. You know, a year like this where it's been a little bit wetter, maybe we'll notice more effects. Maybe we'll notice less effects than a drier year, let's say, on depth and downforce. But that's the fun thing about getting to do this stuff and having the ground to do it on, trialing, finding what works, and sharing that information with our customers. So we're gonna get some kids in the cab here, start with our variety plots, get some people in and out of the grain cart, in and out of the combine, and measure this with a microscope here and see what this yield actually comes out to. So it should be a fun day.